Hello everybody once again, it's NerdGasm, and I'm back with another top 10 villain list, and today I'll be counting down my all-time favorite antagonists of Marvel's first family, the Fantastic Four. Keep in mind these choices are based solely on my own personal opinions. We all like different characters, we have different tastes in villains, so your rankings might differ from mine, and that's okay. And we begin this countdown with Namor, the Submariner. While he has been depicted as a villainous character from time to time over the years, battling the Fantastic Four on numerous occasions, he has since become more of a protagonist, or at the very least an anti-hero, which is why I only have him here as number 10. Namor's origin is very similar to that of DC's Aquaman, and the two characters are usually closely associated with the other as a result, debuting in comics only a few years apart too, which doesn't help. While I do prefer Aquaman over Namor, I always have, I do still find him to be quite interesting. He has a quick temper, and has shown a darker side to himself at times. On one hand, he has been a hero, fighting alongside the Fantastic Four, the Avengers, the Defenders, the Invaders, even the X-Men over the years, and, on the other, he has waged war against humanity, for all the wrongdoings they have committed against his kingdom of Atlantis, so I guess in many ways, he shares similarities to both Aquaman and Ocean Master, if you are familiar with both those DC characters. Moving on to number 9, with the Mad Thinker. He's a criminal mastermind highly gifted in mathematics, geometry, computers, and robotics. He's pretty simplistic compared to a lot of the other villains on this list, but he gets the job done nonetheless. The Mad Thinker usually incorporates his artificially created life form, known as the Awesome Android, into his schemes. It possesses super strength and durability, but has limited intelligence, and therefore must be verbally commanded by its master. The Awesome Android has faced off with countless Marvel heroes throughout the years. On top of the awesome android, Mad Thinker also frequently teams up with another notable Fantastic Four villain, the Puppet Master. More on him in a bit. At number 8, we have Ivan Kragoff, the Red Ghost, a scientist for the Soviet Union who built a rocket ship with the intention of reaching the moon and winning the space race for the USSR. His rocket was designed to expose him and his crew to large amounts of cosmic radiation in similar fashion to the origin of the Fantastic Four. The cosmic rays would grant Kragoff the ability to turn himself intangible at will, invisible, like a, well, ghost. His crew consisted of 3 trained primates, a gorilla named Mikalo, a baboon named Igor, and an orangutan named Pyot. They all would gain abilities as well, thanks to the cosmic radiation, becoming the Super Apes. Mikalo would possess super strength, Igor the ability to shapeshift, and Pyot the power to attract and repulse objects, like a magnet. They can also talk too, in some stories. Moving on to number 7 with Kl'rt, the Super Skrull, a decorated soldier of the alien race known as the Skrulls, who was given all of the powers of the Fantastic Four, on top of his natural ability to shapeshift. I think having a villain who can counter the heroes with their own powers is a really interesting idea, and despite Super Skrull only appearing in a few Fantastic Four stories, he's one of their most memorable foes to me for that very reason. For number 6, I am going with Bentley Whitman, the Wizard, a villain of the Fantastic Four, of course, but even more specifically, its youngest member, the Human Torch. This scientific genius utilizes a special helmet to control the minds of his enemies. His body armor not only protects him, but through relays within it, allow him to control anti-gravity discs of his own design that can lift objects, including himself, making it appear as though he can fly. The Wizard leads the supervillain team known as the Frightful Four, consisting of himself, Madame Medusa, Trapster, and the Sandman. They act as the evil counterpart of the Fantastic Four, and there have been several incarnations of them over the years. At number 5, we have the Mole Man, a scientist and explorer who was ridiculed for his small stature and appearance, as well as his beliefs in a hollow Earth. He would eventually locate an underground realm known as Subterranea, a series of connected planet-wide caverns miles beneath the Earth's surface. It was there where he made himself ruler and would learn to control the creatures that inhabited it, known as the Moloids. The Mole Man would seek revenge against the surface world for how it treated him, making him feel like an outcast, and he was the very first supervillain the Fantastic Four ever fought back in their debut issue in November of 1961. Philip Masters, aka the Puppet Master, is my number 4 pick as one of the greatest Fantastic Four villains. He uses radioactive clay to make puppets of real people, and by moving the puppets can then control them, sort of like a voodoo doll or something. It's kind of creepy. He hates the Fantastic Four, but hates the Thing even more, because he does not approve of Grimm's relationship with his stepdaughter Alicia Masters, and this is one of the most compelling aspects behind this character and his motivations. While Puppet Master may not be the most intimidating villain by himself, I think his gimmick is a lot of fun, and helps him stand out from a lot of other Fantastic Four foes. He's always been one of my personal favorites. At number 3, I've got Annihilus, the ruler of the Negative Zone, and the possessor of the Cosmic Control Rod. Annihilus is one of the coolest looking Marvel villains, with his insectoid-like armor. I did a supervillain breakdown on him a while back if you would like more information on him, but know that he is one of the most notorious villains in the entire Marvel universe. He's a nasty one. We're coming up to the end here, folks. At number 2, I am going with the Devourer of Worlds, Galactus. Now, I have talked about this character before. I even did a review of his debut story arc, known as the Galactus Trilogy, from 1966. One of the best villain debuts of all time, in my opinion, so check that out if you haven't done so already. But Galactus is one of my all-time favorite villains. I think the concept behind him is so interesting, so unique. Galactus is a cosmic entity who eats planets, well, absorbs their energy to sustain himself, but you get the idea. And I've discussed it before, but he is almost like a god, above the simplistic concepts of good and evil. He just does because he can, and destroys life because he has to in order to survive. In many ways, you shouldn't view him as a villain, because he isn't one. He's just existing, like everything has the right to. If that means his continued existence must lead to the end of another's, so be it. It's no different than us needing to eat to live. We kill lesser beings for sustenance. It's the same shit. One thing has to die for another to live. That's the unfortunate truth. Without question, my number 1 spot is going to be none other than Victor Von Doom. Dr. Doom is not only the best villain of the Fantastic Four, but he is easily one of the best in all of comics, hands down. Dr. Doom is a powerful sorcerer who combines magic with robotics and other technology. He's one of the most brilliant minds in the Marvel Universe, rules over his own nation, Latveria, and has stood toe-to-toe with some of the world's greatest superheroes, the Fantastic Four, Iron Man, the Avengers, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, the X-Men, and many more. Dr. Doom is a badass villain in every sense of the word. He has one of the coolest designs in all of comics, and as main event level villains go, he's definitely one of the most imposing there has ever been. So there you have it, my picks for the greatest villains to ever battle the Fantastic Four. Which characters would you choose? Did I miss any villains you would have included? Make sure to leave them in the comment section down below. I want to thank you all for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to the channel to be notified of all future content I release, and share the video to anyone you know who might enjoy it, if you can. If you'd like to support me and my channel over on patreon.com, you can do that too. Becoming a patron will give you access to polls that help determine future comic and video game reviews I do on here, as well as grant you access to exclusive monthly episodes of my podcast as well. I will see you all in the next one. Take care and long live your inner nerd.